And I feel so pulled to come on live. I put a post up earlier that was just about how everyone should really just turn the news off, and there's so much negativity, and there's obviously this horrible thing that has just happened, and I feel like I have to do this. I have to come on and I have to really explain to everyone why it is that I feel so passionate about the fact that we really have to turn the news off, turn the radio off, stop reading, stop doing things that are keeping us in a place of fear, that are keeping us feeling separated, that are keeping us feeling anxiety. All of these things that are going on in our world right now that are happening are horrendous. They're horrible. They're all of these things that none of us want to experience. The thing is that it's happened and it's done, and it does not make you a bad person, or it doesn't make you ignorant or stupid or make you seem like you're someone who doesn't care to say you're not going to watch it anymore, and you're not going to listen to it anymore, and you're not going to hear it anymore. If anything, because I feel things so much, when I heard about it, it breaks my heart. It makes me cry. It makes me have to really go within and really find a place where I remember love, and I remember faith, and I remember God, and I remember all of these things. And that can be really difficult when you see what's going on and what's happening. And I know that, and I get that. But like I said in my post, sitting there and watching TV and watching the news and going from channel to channel and reading articles and doing all that stuff is not going to change what happened. It's not going to prevent it from happening again. It is only going to keep yourself and those around you in a very negative place, in a very fearful place, in a very down place. And again, it's not to say that, you should be able to just say, oh, whatever, it happened, and just move on. But when you are sitting in front of the TV and you are watching this over and over and over again, and you are hearing it get worse and worse and worse, and you are seeing all of the turmoil and all of the things going on, there's something inside of you that is building, and it's not positive, okay? It is the reason why everyone is walking around fearful. It is the reason why everyone is walking around with anxiety. It is the reason why everybody is all about themselves and closed off to connecting with other people, because there's so much fear being instilled us with the TV and the news and all of this stuff. And I stopped watching TV, I want to say news, about 2 or 3 years ago, when I really started to awaken and realize that I have to really be mindful of what I'm putting into my heart, what I'm putting into my mind, what I'm putting into my soul, because that creates my life, that creates my vision, that creates the relationships around me. And it doesn't mean that I'm in this bubble. And I think, like, I have spoken to people and they're like, well, you just can't ignore it, and you can't just walk around like everything's sunshine and rainbows. And yeah, I can't do that, but I also can't sit here and see the cycle of negativity be perpetuated, because there's so many good things that are happening in this world right now. There's charities, there's people that are doing amazing things, there's things that are getting better. But because you're only being shown the negative constantly, that's what you're perceiving your life and your world and this world to be. And so you're going out into the world, and that's what you're taking with you. And I stopped doing that. I stopped listening to the news. I stopped listening to the radio. I stopped watching TV, except a few shows, which you guys know that I watch, because those shows are just okay. But like, I don't watch reality TV. I don't watch the news. I don't watch anything that makes me feel negative inside. I used to be a big horror fan. Like, I don't watch that anymore, because I'm really, really cautious about what I take in. And you guys should be too. This is something that, if every single person started to really be mindful about what you take into your heart and your soul and your mind every single day, we would all be spreading such a different vibe in this world, and the love and all the things that everyone posts. Like, I see stuff come up on my post and it's like, the love and we need peace and we need this and we need that. That starts with you. That starts with me. That starts with in our own home, in our own mind, meditating in the morning, praying in the morning, doing personal development in the morning and at night. It starts with you. It starts with you going out into the world feeling happy, feeling blessed, feeling full of joy, giving that to other people. Okay, I'm the weirdo in New York that, like, if I make eye contact with you, I'm gonna smile at you because I feel good. So I want you to feel good, and I'm not gonna put my head down and I'm not gonna avoid you because I don't have those anxiety feelings inside of me. I don't have those negative feelings inside of me. I don't have those things because I don't let those things in. Okay, so when you're waking up in the morning and if the first thing you're doing is scrolling Facebook and the first thing you're doing is turning on the news and listening to the radio, you gotta understand that these are the seeds of your life. These are the things that are being put into your heart and your soul, and you're going out into the world like that. So many people I speak to are dealing with so much anxiety. I don't know why. I have an anxiety attack. I just freak out. I can't be around other people. I don't know. Why? Because you're not taking that time to disconnect from all this negativity that the news is just spewing at you, okay? Our brains, here's the thing, guys. Our brains are meant to keep us alive and keep us safe. So we're always on the lookout for negative. We're always on the lookout for fear. We're always on the lookout for bad things because that's a trigger that we have that's innate in us to avoid those things. But we've come into a society now where we can sit behind a TV and watch all the fear and watch all the things happen and our safe couch and, oh my God, look what's happening in the world and look what's going on and look what this. And so there's that little piece of us that feels safe, but it still feels pulled to that negativity. And until you take control of that, until you really sit back and say, you know what? That happened. I pray for everybody. I send my love. I send whatever I can, but I cannot go into my life, into my world, thinking about this all day and repeating this all day and hearing this all day because it takes you down. It pulls you down. And you're not a bad person if you decide that you're not gonna take that in. You're not a bad person if you decide when somebody's telling you to talk about it or having the conversation about it, if you say, you know what, I really don't want to talk about it or hear about it. It's your prerogative and it's okay for you to do that, because I've spoken to a few people that like they don't want to come off like they don't care. I care. I care more than most because I feel it. I feel it to the point that I want to cry. But at the same time, I can't go out into the world and be my best self if I'm pulled down by that, if I'm pulled down by all that negativity. And so when I say I stopped watching the news and I stopped watching TV, it's because I started to decide that I wanted to take control of how I felt about my life, about how I felt about myself, how I felt about the relationships in my life, because that's the only thing that I can control is my thoughts and how I feel. I can't control what goes on around me. I can't control what's happening around me. I can't go out into the world and be scared of everything and scared not to do things and scared of what's going to happen. I mean, I can be cautious, but I'm not going to live my life like that. And if you're noticing that that's happening for you, and if you're noticing that like you're seeing all this stuff and you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed and you're feeling anxiety and you're feeling fear and you're feeling really sad, that this is what's going on. And my aunt will say to me, like, I don't know how anybody could bring a child into this world and this kind of craziness. And it's like, well, what if that child comes here and changes the world? What if we all sat down and changed the world? What if we all sat down and every morning meditated? I've been coming on every day and I've been putting up posts and I've been putting affirmations up. That's not stuff I just pulled out of my butthole. Like, that's stuff that like I post after I've done a meditation, after I've read personal development, after I've listened to a YouTube video, after I've worked out, after I've had something healthy in my body, because I'm centering myself so that I can go out into the world and I can give and I can serve and I can be my best self. And if every single person is doing that, if every single person every morning is waking up and talking with themselves first and is aligning with themselves first and is centering themselves first and then going out to the world, that's contagious. That's going to lead to you making someone else feel better, who makes someone else feels better, who pay it forward, right? That movie. We're all connected. It doesn't matter if you live here and someone lives in Italy and this person lives here. There's an invisible energetic field, okay? Quantum physics, people. This is not bullshit, okay? This is real deal stuff. So if we shut off our TVs, put our phones down, stop looking at our tablets, stop having our kids in one room, the husband in another room, the wife in the other room, and actually sat down and had a conversation together and actually prayed together and listen, you don't even have to be religious. It's not about religion, okay? I don't go to church. I don't care about church. My church is in this room. My church is every single morning when I speak to God one-on-one, baby. It's me and him or her or energy or what source or whatever the hell you want to call it. We have a moment and we have time. And so when I go out into the world, I am not construed by what the media told me and what the newspaper told me and what the radio is talking about and what reality TV and the celebrities and all this bullshit, okay? Because it's all bullshit that is consuming you and distracting you from becoming and being the best self that you could be. Because let's face it, we're living in a world right now where distraction is good. You want the crappy food, you want the reality show garbage, you want the news, you want all that, because then you don't have to face what's going on inside of you. And I've been there and I was there and I experienced that, come home from work, get takeout, sit in front of the couch, hit the remote, sit back. I don't have to face the fact that I'm unhappy. I don't have to face the fact that I'm unhealthy. I don't have to face the fact that I don't know what the hell I'm doing in my life, because I've got all these distractions going on. And so people fear that, you guys, it's so easy to feel like, oh, I'll just put this on, or I'll just do that, or I'll just watch this, and we're pulled and we're drawn to this negativity, and this gossip and these news and all these things, because then we don't have to face ourselves. And let me tell you something, guys, when you face yourself and you really sit down, you're like assessing your life and like, what the hell do I want out of my life? How can I be better? How can I improve? How can I make other people better? How can I change the world? Okay, I'm reading this book now. I wanted to show you guys. All right, Light is the New Black, and it's all about finding your power and finding your light and going out into the world and changing it, because we all have that, but we cannot find that with the TV on all the time. We cannot find that on our phones all the time. We cannot find that when we're constantly looking for the next thing to do that doesn't let us face what we really have to face, which is the fact that we are sad and we are depressed and we are fearful and we have anxiety, and all those things, they can go away. They can be gone. They can be improved. Okay, it takes time. It takes a real commitment, and it does, and it's not easy, and it can be difficult, because I do remember trying to like wean myself off of TV shows and wean myself off of games on my phone and wean myself off of just all of these things. But when I come on Facebook or I'm on my phone or whatever it is to connect, it is to serve my clients, it is to serve my group, it is to serve you guys, to share something that I feel has to be shared, that I feel pulled to do. Okay, it is not to see who's pregnant, see who bought a house, see who, what celebrity did what, see who got killed, see who got raped, see who got murdered. That's not my intention, right? You can use social media for something good, or you can use it for something bad. You can use TV for something good. My TV, I watch This Is Us. Hey, This Is Us, Game of Thrones, because you got to watch Game of Thrones, Walking Dead. Okay, and Super Soul Sunday with Oprah, because that is awesome. And for a while I was watching Joel Osteen, but I have so many on there that I can't even keep up. But like I'm cautious, right? I'm cautious of what I take in here, because what you take in here, you give out here. So if you're unhappy in your relationships, if you're unhappy with your job, if you're unhappy with your financial situation, if you're unhappy with your health, it's time to look in the mirror and be like, okay, let me stop watching TV so much. Let me stop looking at my phone so much. Let me stop being distracted by all these things that are outside of me that don't matter. This whole NFL thing, like I didn't even know what was going on. Like I literally had to ask them, like, what the hell's going on with this? Because like I literally see it on like Facebook or something, and I just like done, roll off. I can't even be bothered. And it's like, stop allowing your attention, your time, your life. You live once, okay? You live once, you die once. Well, really, if you're into reincarnation, all that, that's not true. But you're here right now. Do you really want to look back at your life and think about the 4 or 5 hours a night that you spent watching TV, scrolling Facebook, doing things and looking at things that did not serve you? Because this is your life, and if you are spending it worried about what's going on everywhere else in the world and it's negative, like, it's different if you're looking at positive stuff. It's different. Like, I put on Netflix, I'm like, documentary. Like, what can I learn? What can I learn to get better? Put on YouTube, what can I learn to get better? Pick up a book, read a book. How can I get better? How can I improve? How can I serve? How can I do these things? This is what you have to spend your time doing. Okay? These shows and these things, and listen, everybody's due for their guilty pleasure, okay? Everybody's due for that. But if it's consuming you, if your daily day is go to work, come home, sit in front of the TV for 4 hours, watch the news, watch a reality show, watch whatever, and then go to sleep, what's happening? What's happening with your life? You're just continuing on this life that's not everything that it can be. And everyone can live a happy life, and everyone can find joy, and everyone can find love in their heart. Everyone can do that. I am not perfect. I'm happy like 99% of the time. The 1% I'm not is when I go ego driven and I'm like, I forget about my soul, and I forget about my spirit, and I forget about my heart. But then I come back. I always come back, because my intention is always gratitude. My intention is always positivity. My intention for the day, every single day, the first thing I see in the morning on my mirror is 1, I am enough, and 2, what am I grateful for today? Those are the 2 things that I wake up to every day. And if in the morning you got the news, even if it's in the background, guys, like even if you're just getting ready and you've got the news on and, I want to check the weather. That's another thing. People laugh at me. I don't even check the weather. I wake up, I look out the window, I have an umbrella in my car, I have a sweater. Whatever happens, happens. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I really don't care unless I'm planning something or doing something. And even then, I'm like, whatever. But you have an app. Go on your weather app, see what it's like, and that's it. You need to disconnect. Please, I need you all to start disconnecting, because we can change the world. And that's what this book is all about. 1 person at a time. If 50 of us tomorrow wake up tomorrow and we go out into the world and we're happier and we're kinder and we're respectful to each other, and even when somebody treats you negatively, and even when somebody gives you an attitude, you still give them a smile. You still are happy. You can ask the people that I work with, okay? Oh, watch out for this person or this patient. She or he is very this or very that. Like, he's nasty or he's this or but. I'm like, bring it on, baby. Bring it on, because you can't fight a smile and you can't fight joy. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if you walk in with anger or you walk in with an attitude and I come in and I say to you, good morning, how are you doing? What's going on? And I have a good conversation with you. Be the light, people. And you cannot shine if you are dimmed with all this negative bullshit. Okay, you can't. So I know that there's been a lot of comments. I told you guys. Name of the book again, please. Light is the New Black. Right here. All right, this just came in actually today. I read 2 chapters and I'm just kind of really getting into it now. All right, so you guys got to get that. Pick up a book instead of watching TV. Very simple. Couldn't be more. Thanks, Debbie. Hello. We got a lot of people in here. Negativity only attracts more negativity. It's good to be aware of what's going on in the world, but it doesn't have to consume you. Always try to focus on the good. Mark, always got it right. Always got it right. Patricia, hey. Mama-in-law's on. Wow, we had a lot of people in here. Jade, hey. Real talk and spirituality is amazing. The world needs more people like you. Thank you. The world needs more people like you. Listen, if you are someone who gets it, who is awake, who is at a place in your life where you're like, oh, like you've seen the light, right? And you're gonna go through that. Like it's just a matter of time. It's whether or not you really want it. Share it. Like, don't be scared to share it. Don't be scared. Like, I held back for so long because, like, ego. Like, I didn't want people to think like I was weird. Like, I don't give a crap what anybody thinks. Like, I know there's love in my heart. I know I feel good. I know that I think that every single freaking person should wake up every single day and be excited about life. Even if you have things going on in your life that are hard, that's difficult. Like, you can see the light in everything. You see that. You see stories of people that have had the worst things happen to them, and they still wake up every day, and they go out into the world happy, and they go out into the world full of joy. And that's an attitude. That's a shift. That's something that other people can pick up. So if you have that, don't be scared to share that, and don't be scared to cut off people that don't get it, right? Like, maybe you are being who you really are, and people are just like, oh, she's weird, or she's, too much, or she's this, or he's that, or whatever. Like, whatever, you gotta just shine. You gotta just shine your light. Let's see, I know there was, you're welcome. All right, so I feel like it's time to go, because my phone is actually almost going to die, and I feel like I got everything out that I was feeling. And I hope that every single day that all of you can wake up and start really assessing your life and saying, what changes can I make today to be a better me, to serve the world, to serve myself. Because if we all go out there, we're so separate. We're so separate now. Like, we're connected more than ever, but we're like apart more than ever. I have clients, I have people, I have friends, I have all these people, like, you're all over the world, you're all over the US. And it's like, it's great because you've had that. But like, when you go out into the park, when you go out into the store, when you go out into the world, are you keeping your head up? Are you smiling at people? Are you saying good morning? Are you shining? Are you shining your light? So again, check out this book, and just be the light. Like, you hear that all the time, and if you're not on a spiritual journey yet, or just starting, or whatever it is, you'll hear that, be the light, or shed your light, or shine your light, and whatever it is. And you're like, what the hell does that mean? And that's what it really means. It means just be the change you want to see in the world, right? You hear that quote? That's what it is. And that's when I wake up every day, when I put my post up for you guys, that's my intention, that just a little bit every single day is going to get into you. And just like that, we can change the world. So I love you all. And I hope that everyone has a good night. Mama Louisa, love you. You are amazing too. Everyone is amazing. And I will talk to you guys soon. Love you all. Mwah.